In the year 2000, oil giant BP made headlines when they rebranded themselves as a green corporation. This idea of an environmentally friendly fossil fuel company is more than an oxymoron. It's greenwashing, a practice in which organizations present themselves as more environmentally conscious than they actually are. In BP's case, this greenwashing was so severe that it came to dominate the related literature and let the advertising practices of other energy corporations, including Canadian hydroelectric companies, go virtually unchecked. This summer, I studied 3 of these companies, BC Hydro, Manitoba Hydro, and Hydro-Quebec, to figure out if they're guilty of similar greenwashing. I'll be focusing on Manitoba Hydro, but analysis of Hydro-Quebec and BC Hydro showed similar results. To identify greenwashing, I compared corporate publications to public testimony and evaluated the differences between them. The major takeaway of this process was that yes, Manitoba Hydro is guilty of greenwashing their impacts on aquatic communities, and they do so using strategies common to the larger energy sector. One such strategy is executional greenwashing, or visual representations that do not accurately represent environmental impacts. Take Manitoba Hydro's Portage Avenue mural here in Winnipeg. Its pristine shorelines and waters are a stark contrast to South Indian Lake, a hydro-impacted community subject to extreme changes in water level, left with eroding shorelines and the collapse of a vibrant fishery. These impacts are at times met with genuine concern, but in the case of South Indian Lake, mitigation efforts seem to provide more opportunity for public relations than they do for meaningful change. Greenwashing was also identified in corporate science and in consultation with Indigenous communities, with concerns that the environmental impacts of current and future hydroelectric developments were being underemphasized and underreported. While the greenwashing of renewable energy seemingly pales in comparison to that of fossil fuels, it is not without its consequences. Misrepresenting the environmental impacts during consultation with Indigenous communities can act as a barrier to informed consent, and therefore risks infringing on internationally defined Indigenous rights. To be clear, I do not mean to target Manitoba Hydro or attack hydropower as an energy source. Rather, I am suggesting that we acknowledge the existence of greenwashing outside of high-profile cases like BP before drawing conclusions about the social and environmental impacts of our own electricity. Thank you.